Welcome to the Explainer. Okay, picture this. You're sitting on your couch, absolutely glued to a tense, dramatic English show. You're following every single plot twist, you're picking up on subtle jokes, and you're understanding almost every word without even glancing at the subtitles. You feel unstoppable, right? But then, the very next morning you step outside and someone asks you a completely simple, everyday question in English, and suddenly, your mind goes completely blank. You know exactly what I'm talking about. It is incredibly frustrating to have all those words floating around in your head, but the second it's time to speak, your voice just locks up.
Well, if you've ever felt that dreaded system error, brain not found moment right in the middle of a conversation, take a deep breath. I want you to know right now, you are not broken. You are not just bad at languages, and your brain is absolutely not failing you. See, when you put on the spot, your brain experiences this tiny, sudden spike in stress. That stress releases cortisol, which basically acts like a massive roadblock to your deeper memory. Your brain temporarily shuts down access to your complex vocabulary just to protect you, leaving you totally grasping for words. You don't need to learn more English. You simply need a better retrieval method for the knowledge you already have, so you can completely bypass that stress response.
Okay, let's dive into this, because I have some incredible news for you today. If you can understand the words I am saying in this explainer right now, you are already 80% of the way to absolute fluency. Seriously, you've already done the heavy lifting of comprehension. Our goal today isn't to start from zero, it's just to close that final 20% gap so you can seamlessly transition from being a silent, passive listener to a confident, natural speaker.
Here is our roadmap for today's masterclass. Number 1, the foundation. Number 2, real-life scenarios. Number 3, the layman's hack. And 4, an interactive pop quiz. I promise you absolutely no scary grammar rules today. Just a structured, step-by-step method to unlock your voice.
Let's start with Chapter 1, the foundation. Active versus passive. We need to explore the exact neurological reason our mouths refuse to say the words our brains clearly already know.
Imagine your brain as a giant library. It really all comes down to two very different storage systems, your passive vocabulary and your active vocabulary. Over on the left side, you have this massive, dusty library archive stretching way up into the sky. This is your passive warehouse. It holds tens of thousands of English words you've heard in songs or seen in movies. You've got words like flabbergasted, serendipity, or exhausted just sitting there collecting dust. Recognizing a word here is easy when you hear it, but running all the way to the back of this huge warehouse to grab that exact word in half a second during a live conversation? No way. That is nearly impossible under pressure. Now on the right, you have your active desk. This is a tiny, highly efficient desk right at the front of the library containing everyday words like hello, water, or thank you. You don't have to search for them. They're just there, instantly accessible. When you freeze up, it's simply because 90% of your English is stuck in that passive warehouse. Our core mission today is to move those words to the active desk.
Let's practice moving a word right now. Take the word exhausted. In your passive brain, you know it means very tired. But when someone asks about your day, you probably just say, I am very tired, because tired is sitting right there on your active desk. To move exhausted, we have to create a direct physical connection. We have to build muscle memory. So, I want you to literally speak this sentence out loud to your screen right now, nice and slow. I had a long day, and I am exhausted. Say it out loud. By physically moving your tongue, your lips, and your vocal cords, you're waking up those speaking muscles. You are literally building a bridge straight from that dusty warehouse directly to your front desk.
And this brilliantly illustrates our next point. Let's jump into Chapter 2, real-life scenarios using language blocks. Let's see how this brain setup actually plays out in the wild.
Picture walking into a really busy coffee shop. The barista asks what you'd like. On the left, we have the passive learner. And oh man, they are sweating. Their brain is anxiously scrolling through their mental warehouse, trying to translate and build a perfect grammar sentence from scratch. They're thinking, wait, do I say I want or can I have? Is it grammatically correct to say I would desire? They delay, they panic, and they completely freeze. It just takes way too much processing power. Now on the right, the active speaker responds instantly and feels completely relaxed. Why? Because they aren't building a sentence word by word like a giant puzzle. The crucial point here is that native and fluent speakers use pre-packaged, ready-to-go language blocks.
So let's see how this builds our everyday fluency with 3 magic language blocks that sit right on your active desk for instant access. Block number 1, I'm looking for. You can use this absolutely anywhere. I'm looking for the salt, I'm looking for my keys, I'm looking for the train station. Block number 2, do you mind if I? This is the ultimate polite way to ask permission, like,
do you mind if I sit here? Or do you mind if I open the window? And block 3, I was wondering if. A total magic phrase for soft, polite requests, like, I was wondering if you could help me. Practicing these exact blocks out loud completely bypasses the slow, stressful translation stage of your brain. You don't build the sentence, you just release the prepackaged block.
Which brings us to Chapter 3, the layman's hack, the 1-minute narrator. This is absolutely my favorite cost-free, teacher-free memory trick to build massive speaking confidence right in your own home.
I call this the 1-minute reality TV narrator. Think about reality TV, where people just inexplicably explain exactly what they are doing to a camera as they do it. Well, for just 1 minute a day, you are going to narrate your life out loud in English. The rules are simple. First, use super simple words. No fancy vocabulary allowed. Second, narrate physical, real-world actions out loud. If you're making tea, literally say, I am making tea, I am pouring the water into the mug, the water is hot. This forces a physical connection directly to the English words without any native language translation getting in the way. And third, because you're alone in your kitchen, enjoy zero fear of judgment. Sure, your cat might look at you like you're completely crazy while you narrate making a sandwich, but your brain is getting a high-quality, active workout.
All right, it is time to put everything you've learned into practice. Welcome to Chapter 4, the Interactive Pop Quiz. Test your skills. This is our practice court, and I'm going to give you 3 quick challenges.
Challenge 1. You are at a busy cafe and you want to order a green tea. I want you to use a magic phrase block to answer. You have exactly 3 seconds to say your answer out loud to the screen. Ready? 3, 2, 1, say it.
The answer is, can I get a green tea, please? Did you say it out loud? If you did, absolutely fantastic job. You just successfully used an active language block under pressure. Let's keep this momentum going right into the next one.
Challenge 2. You are in a store and you're lost. You need to ask a clerk for help finding the keys. Use the looking for block we learned earlier. You have 3 seconds to speak out loud before the timer runs out. 3, 2, 1, go.
The correct answer is, I'm looking for the keys, please. Brilliant! You are doing incredibly well. You bypassed translation entirely and just spoke naturally from your active desk. Now let's gear up for our third and final challenge, based directly on that reality TV narrator hack. Challenge 3. I want you to look around your room at what you are physically doing at this very moment. Narrate it in one simple sentence out loud. Don't overthink it. Feel the urgency. Have fun with it. Just speak. 3 seconds, 2, 1. Say it loud.
Okay, if you said something like, I am watching an explainer, I am learning English, or simply, I am looking at my screen, you absolutely nailed it. Every single one of those is perfect. I want you to celebrate this win. In just a few short minutes, you successfully went from silently listening to actively constructing and speaking real, natural English. You've successfully moved words out of that huge, dusty passive warehouse and slammed them right onto your active desk.
So, the next time you freeze up in a conversation, ask yourself a simple question. Am I translating from the warehouse or am I speaking from the desk? Thanks for watching.